Hello, this is Project 1911 Colt Commander Upgrade. This is video 2. In video 2, we'll be going over the installation of the bobtail. And to start off, I took the frame, broke it all down, removed, stripped basically everything from the frame. And this is a lightweight aluminum frame on the Colt Commander. So it's very easy to work with. It's aluminum. So I started off using a bobtail jig from Ed Brown, and this bobtail jig is available through Ed Brown, but of course my friends can probably borrow it for free from me as long as I get it back. And how I did this is I first started off what the jig does is positions a new hole that's higher than the other hole that holds in the bobtail. So what you do, and there's videos on the internet. You can go to YouTube, and they have several videos that are very good that describe this installation process. But basically what I did real quickly is I placed my jig in a vise, and then I placed the vise in a drill press and got the proper drill bit for that hole. And what I did is I aligned the hole with the drill press so it's precise. It's going to drill exactly through this new alignment hole, or actually it's this hole here. And then I placed, without moving it and leaving an exact position, I then took and placed the jig, the gun back on the jig. And of course, this material was still here in that process, and I put the pin through it so it wouldn't move. And then I drilled this hole right here in the frame only. And it's only about an eighth of an inch thick, so I just drilled this side. I didn't want to plunge all the way through because I felt that it would have been too inaccurate when I got to the far side drilling. So I just did this near side. And then I flipped it over and followed the same procedure. And then drilled the other side, and it worked out beautifully. And I was able to drill 2 new holes, perfectly the size to fit the pin. Then I put in my bobtail, like so, and then scribed. I marked out the frame where it needed to be trimmed and cut, and removed that bobtail, went over my bench grinder, and I ground off this edge and got within maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Once I was within a 1/16 of an inch, I came over to my desk vise, this vise here, put it in the vise, and then I used a hand file and filed the rest of it until I got it very precise, and constantly fitting the bobtail, making sure that I was getting close. When I got close, I fit it out just perfectly. And then once I got it roughed in, then I started using sandpaper. I used several pieces of sandpaper, starting with probably 220 grit, then 400, and then 800, and sandpapered it so it came out basically mirror and smooth and finished and fit perfectly. And so now the finished product looks like that. It aligns with the hole beautifully. Bobtail fits in, and there you go. Came out very nice. It was very easy to do. This aluminum is fairly soft, so it's fairly easy to cut and grind and file. But that's not over. I then needed to fix my grips. So then I basically marked the grips the way I wanted them, and I used a little hand file, and I filed off the corners to make them fit. And so now that fits on there like that. And then this fits on here like so. And so then basically I needed to file off this corner and this corner to fit the bobtail. And it came out pretty easy. I mean, wood's fairly easy to work with. I just used a file, and then of course sandpaper again. I did it until I was satisfied with the shape and the size, and then it was all smooth, and there it is. So bobtail complete. So I have my new bobtail and my new grips, or actually the old grips modified in order to blend in properly with the bobtail. So that completes the installation of the bobtail, and we're off and moving on our project. I believe the next thing will be the grip safety beaver tail installation, and I will cover that in the next video. Thank you very much.